Finance 24, which is almost the same as how you use Morningstar. So let's try to find out ShopRite, whether we can find it here. So you've got ShopRite Holdings ADR. So let's check. Okay, Holdings ADR. Okay, for now let's just work with the ShopRite Holdings, which is the same company, but the share price is very different. So what they do, I think they convert everything in dollars because Morningstar is an American company. So the current share price for ShopRite is about how much? $5? Yeah, it's about 5.9 US dollars. So this is the SDR share price. They give you, okay, let's go on quote. So on quote you kind of see everything, but this is in dollars, right? You see everything, it's reflecting the previous price. So since it's an American one, they don't update the information of a company on the same day, and you know that every time when the share price moves, the dividend yield moves. So the share price was at, the dividend yield was at 3.7%. It's now at 2%. Right now the growth, it's exactly the same things, but here the values are now back on rands, as you saw from your Finance 24. Free cash flow for ShopRite was 580 million. It's the same as 580 million. Operating margin 3.5. As well here you find 3.5. Revenue of 4.97. As well here you find 4.97. So these two platforms give you the exact same data. So you can see return on equity 17.83. You can see that 17.83. Then you go to financials. So when you go to financials, you kind of come to the 3-year annualized growth rates. So remember on your Finance 24, you can come here on key ratios. That's what financial data gives you on Morningstar. So you get 3 years annualized. You can see revenues been growing, but the rest, diluted earnings, operating earnings, as well as net earnings, have been declining. Profitability ratios like return on equity, return on asset, return on invested capital, and net margins, you get this. They are the same as the ones that you find on Finance 24, as well as financial health, balance sheet based ratios. Then you get your valuation of a business, and you kind of get financial statements. So you can see the blue on the chart. The blue is the revenue, and profit is the um, red one. So you can see that the company has very low margins. It's a low margin business, like ridiculously low margins. That's why it's got net margins of about 2.7%, meaning for every 1 rand they make 2 cents, almost 3 cents of sales. So of every 1 rand of sales, 3 cents is their profit. But that's just how food retailers, which are more on department stores, run. This is the balance sheet. They don't have a lot of information on the balance sheet. They actually only have the latest one. And this is your cash flow statement. So as you can see, the company generated cash flows of trailing 12 months 5.5 billion. Money spent on investing activities 2 billion. Money spent on financing activities 7 million. Then they generated a free cash flow of 0.06 billion. So that's about 60 million. I don't know. I don't usually use this, but that's how it is on the ShopRite financial side. You can click on valuation to find matrices on valuations. So the very same way that you interpret them from the Finance 24, you get them this side as well. And even on Finance 24, they pop out like this if you click on the arrow going down. So let's go back to the website so that I can just show you. If you want financials in details, firstly you click over there. We're gonna go check them. Let's just allow them to load. But let's just make an example with valuation. If you need more data, you click on more valuation data, and you'll get your EV, EBITDA, your enterprise value, your earnings yield, your PEG, price to earnings growth ratio, So you get more information on whatever that you want. So if you want more in detailed information on operating performance, where is it? Over there, you click on more data on operating performance. You can see your gross margins, operating margins, net margins, your cash conversion days, like days sales outstanding, days inventory outstanding, days payables, um, and receivable turnover, inventory turnover, and the likes. So if you're analyzing a business and you think you need those kind of things, you will. So after you click on financials, where do you click on it? Where do you click on it? So if you click on more financial data, this thing is moving so fast. Okay, great. If you click on more financial data, that's over the all financials data. You come through here, you can change to 10 years so that you can find the 10-year data. I just clicked there. Then you see the 10-year kind of a performance of a business. So if you click on the graph, you can kind of see that the business has been growing very high sales, but in the most recent years, sales have been hard to acquire. Gross margins, gross profit, you can see that the gross profit has also been trailing sales, so they've been growing as well. Operating profit has actually declined more in the most recent years, so you might have to find out more, why is the business declining. Operating sales, obviously there's more operating expenses because the difference is on gross margins and operating profit. Income before taxes, so you can see it's also declining, so it looks like um, it's a wash down from operating income. So the problem is not really on interest expenses and other things. Your net income is following through, it's also collapsing as well in the most recent years. So it's your job to go find out what's happening. You can choose either annual report or non-annual, as reported or restated. 10 years, from there you can choose, that's an income statement. Over there on top where the arrow is, you can choose the balance sheet. It's gonna load the balance sheet, and you can also choose the cash flow, of which I won't go that far. This video is already super long. They show you the net cash in the business, total assets, um, property, plant and equipment, your goodwill, how it's been. So until they give you your total asset over there, so they start by analyzing your um, fixed asset and current asset, and they do the same with your liabilities. So you get your total liabilities at 27.6 billion. You can be able to see what constitutes what. This is your current asset and non-current assets. So you can see that Shoprite maybe has a long-term debt of 9 billion. We're bringing its total liabilities to 38.9 billion. And yes, shoulders equity down there, and the comparison on how did it get to be 26 billion. So you've got common stock of 7.5 billion, you've got treasury stock of a subtraction, meaning it's been bought back. Then you've got your accumulated profits of 19.1 billion, meaning ever since Shoprite started, it's made a total profit of 19.1 billion, which was retained in the business. The rest was paid out as dividends. Yes, then you can go to the cash flow statement from there. And let's lastly go to my favorite one. So this is share data, a little bit more like